Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to do some quick housekeeping. I'm also going to be listing live 11:30 Central Time on Saturday, so in a couple of days. And then also, this thing just keeps happening to me on eBay. It's super frustrating. I'm used to it, but it still drives me crazy and insane. So I just checked. So I go in order of, like, when I go through my what sold in like a minute or so, I go through with whatever the item sold most recently, which will be this tin right here. I checked our last motion on eBay, as in there was no offers. There was like, this was the last thing that happened. No messages, no orders, no people being added to like an offer list. Was this right here at 9:47 p.m. is all the way into the next day. It's almost 1 o'clock, so I'm getting tired of what it feels like there's like a back end eBay. I know it's like a conspiracy. I have no way to prove it, but at this point, it's like a fact in my head because it's like almost like the shop is completely turned off and I don't know where it's turned on, and then you get offers, messages, items being purchased. Even if there's like 10 offers that are like joke offers, I still consider that motion. But when there's like pure silence for over 12 hours, it just drives me crazy. It bothers me. All right, but I am used to it. All right, so the complaining out of the way. Also, last thing, not a complaint, but I went to an auction. I got like one big collection. I haven't priced it out. I don't know if it was like a mistake or not, but after I get this video up, these items shipped out, I'm going to start recording that video and probably post it tonight. So it's like a little extra for everyone. All right, so the first thing right here is going to be this florist tin right here. This is like a cool little, it was like a cookie or like one of those cracker tins right here. People like to collect different tins as long as they're good condition. I got a bunch of these at a estate sale. It was like 15 bucks for a full garage sale. It was not garage, full actual garage of these on like the top, like the person collected them and put little like planks in their garage. Super cool stuff. There's a lot of like generic ones that were okay, and then also a lot of unique ones from different places. So yeah, like I said, this is just like a little florist like house flower shop right here. Good looking people like to collect these tins. I wouldn't get as many tins these days because I don't have enough space, but I do like selling them, and I do like that people collect them and appreciate them because these are things people normally throw away, and I know people will use stuff like this. $12 plus shipping. Everything's gonna be plus shipping. All right, next up. Oh yeah, last thing I forgot to mention. So yesterday overall the total sales was pretty good, but since we had 0 overnight into today and it's like not a lot of items for today, I'm showing you the back end of yesterday, if that makes sense, because we record at a weird time for when we ship. So these are actually the back end of yesterday. All right, these right here are going to be Prizer miniatures. These are little train HO scale figures that people build up their little village, and they'll put little people. It's adorable. A lot of people do like really crazy train setups. At least for the state sales we go to, we'll find rooms honestly almost as big as our place where they just do like crazy setups. So these are just little figures. They are ladies hanging up some clothes right there. So these Prizer ones in these little boxes have done pretty well for us. $10.23, even if they're like incomplete. I've sold them for like a decent amount of money. All right, moving along. Did I forget to grab it? Where did I put it? It's actually it's in the bag over there. It's like they're actual see-through and clear. They're going to be these little miniature bases. They're 15 millimeters, or sorry, 20 millimeters. So people will use them to put their miniatures on, and they glue them onto the base. They kind of need something. People don't just take miniatures and use like their little feet and stuff to put on the table. They can't really stand that way. So they have to have some kind of base. And then usually with these bases, they'll do kind of, sometimes they'll add like materials and they'll make it pop. They'll put some grass. Maybe they want to make it look like it's in a desert. So they'll put sand and stuff. So these are just the clear bases. I had more of them, so I relisted them. It was a pack of 27, sold for $13.60. All right, next up is going to be 24 Railways of the World Ice Player train markers, like player markers. There's a lot of train games where each player will get their own specific color, and then you end up, there's a bunch of different train board games. There's a lot. I haven't played them all. And there's also like crazy, I think they're called like 18x or 24x games where there's like 18 different things that you can do and stuff. Like they're really in-depth strategy games. But yeah, these are going to be player pieces that denote your player color. And a lot of times there's like promo colors that you can get at like conventions, or maybe one of the games on Kickstarter, you can pitch in a little bit extra money and get some extra player pieces. So these are like an ice clear, like ice cube clear kind of color right there. So these are pretty cool. These are promotional ones. 24 of them sold for $14.40. That's like enough for a player. All right, moving along, we have the Naruto Clash of Ninja 2. It's going to be a GameCube game. I just happen to have this like case right here, this like GameCube case, but I wrote that I have the Naruto game in here. I almost thought I lost the game with the storage unit. I took everything out. I was looking for GameCube discs, are pretty small, so I thought maybe I put it like in a little small little packet to make sure that I didn't get like scratched. I couldn't find it. And this was the last thing in the bin, but this was actually facing me. The backwards like GameStop or whatever, trade-in image. And then I flipped it over. I'm like, oh, I left a note for myself. I should have put that note in the custom SKU as well on eBay. So I forgot to. So lesson learned. I listed this a long time ago. $8.99. GameCube, super cool system. It's actually probably like one of my favorite systems. I know Anetta only liked it a little bit, but yeah, I liked GameCube. I never played the Naruto game, but someone's going to enjoy it. All right. Next up is going to be this board game promo right here. This is like a pin, so it kind of has like an Arkham Horror, kind of like a green little loop symbol. So this was weird because I got a bunch of these images or a bunch of different promos, and a lot of the images look like that they were from the, what game was it? Oh, I can't think of it right now. I'm drawing a blank right now. The Fantasy Flight Games is a company that's made a bunch of Arkham Horror games. Oh, Arkham Horror board game. I thought it was the Arkham Horror board game or card game or something. And then I went to that subreddit. I posted all the stuff because sometimes Fantasy Flight Games will reuse their art from one game to another. So I recognize some of it being from the Fantasy Flight Games art catalog, if that makes sense. And then that Reddit told me that they were like, no, this doesn't look like it's from our game, so you should try a different one. Instead of going to the different subreddit, I just ended up posting them as like the different game that they thought it was. So I just put sorry, 1 second. Arkham Horror board game. Sorry, I thought this was for the living card game first. I'm just all over the place right now. These really threw me for a loop, these promos. It's really, I don't get stunned often trying to figure out where like board game promos and stuff are from. So I wrote this as a board game promo. Someone picked it up for $21.59. I know I said that horribly, but let me recap real quick. So I got a bunch of promos. Some of the art on some of the promo pieces I recognize from a board game company called Fantasy Flight Games, but they've made a lot of different Arkham Horror board games. There's like Eldritch Horror, Mansions of Madness. There's the Living Card game. There's going to be the Arkham Horror board games. There's expansions for all of those. There's second or third editions of all of those. So this one was just hard for me to find. Sorry, there you go. That's a better recap. I'm going to keep everything else in just to show my live thought process. Last up is going to be Warhammer 40K rulebook. It's going to be one of these smaller ones. I want to say this is this 7th edition? I'm taking a guess here. I think it's 7th edition right here. And then it also has like one of these little inserts, like those little reference sheets that players can have so they don't have to like open up the whole rulebook. These end up going for $7.92. But yeah, that's unfortunately everything. No noise. There's been no noise on eBay. Super frustrating. All right, don't forget to join me live on Saturday, 11:30. I'll be like listing some stuff, probably the auction collection I'm going to go through after I'm done packing up this stuff. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to help support us. Take a look at our links down below. Have a good one.